Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Hey, good morning, everyone. As you can see, I'm joined by two great hosts today. I'm Rob Mosley, aka Dolphins Thirsty, and as quite often, I'm joined by Justin. Welcome back, Justin, and Mr. Reggie Brown. Good to have you back, Dr. Reggie. I haven't seen you for a while, so it's good to have you back. I see you're at the office again, but you're sporting your Miami Dolphins gear. So how are you guys?
I'm good. Let's go, baby. 24 hours.
Hell yeah, man. Absolutely.
So, Reggie, do you have the NFL package, I guess? Being in Houston, you probably don't get to, or how do you get to watch your Dolphin games? Are you able to get
Yes, I got the package. There's no way I'm going to miss a game. You know, you just got to get it, man. Being in Houston, you know, you don't see many of the games. So I started, you know, I was against it for a year or two, and finally I just gave in and said, shit, I get to see the games. I'm good.
Yeah, no, hey, that's cool, man. So anyway, I haven't even talked with Justin anyway. Good morning. How are you, Justin?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just ready to start off another beautiful weekend. Getting ready to watch this CU Nebraska game here in like at 10 and, you know, hope for the best. And the Dolphins play tomorrow. And it's kind of like that weekend starting off, you know, when you're a kid and we all look forward to these weekends coming up to where we got some college football on Saturday and then our beloved Dolphins play on Sunday. So the journey starts on Sunday. You know what I mean? Like I'm excited. I'm excited for the season to start. We've been all through training camp and OTAs and all that stuff and all the trades and stuff we've had happen. And now here we are starting week one. So yeah, I'm pretty fired up.
Yeah, no, me too, man. I mean, of course, it wasn't unexpected, but we got the news yesterday that Armstead will not be starting. Unfortunately, that's just, we kind of knew because he got hurt when they were out in your neck of the woods, Reggie, out practicing in Houston. He went down in one of their drills when he was getting ready, and then boom. And he was already injured last year, and he was coming off surgery. Then he got back on the field for that, and very first play, he was down. So hopefully he's just recovering and it's a short-term situation and he plays throughout after that. So what do you think about that? Is that a big loss? I mean, obviously it's a big loss, but do you think Lamb can step up to the plate, Dr. Brown?
Well, you know, obviously injuries are part of the NFL, man, and it's next up. And that's why you don't have a 22-man roster. You have a 53-man roster.
Yeah.
And, everybody on the roster is getting paid to do a job. And I think Lamb has in some ways revitalized his career coming here. And, you know, the coaches get to protect him and put him in situations where he can be successful and the team can be successful. So, yes, I believe it's a big loss when you lose Terran, but I also think that we can overcome it.
Yeah, hey, I do too. And if you're wondering here why, this is our resident Buffalo Bill fans that always comes in. His name's Michael K. He loves throwing some.
Yeah, I know Michael K. well.
Yeah, he always loves coming in. He always has AKAs in here, but the minute I see some of his logos, I know it's Michael K.
You know, it's a thing of like we already knew what we were getting into when we first got the player. I'm not gonna lie to you at all. When we signed him, Cap, my boy, what's up, dog? Cap,
what up, Cap?
Cap in the house. I was all about the signing. I love Tehran. I love his game. When he came to Miami, you know what? I seen him play. I'm like, damn, he's a little bit better than I thought. You know, he's great. He's a team leader, a captain, does his thing. The only problem is he's really injury prone. And we knew that when we got him, you know, it's like a broken brick. So we had a broken brick and it was chipped up a little and we still try to use it. He played through injuries. I'm kind of disappointed he can't try to play through these. And you've seen it was his ankle, knee, and back. You know, we're not off to a good start. I'll be honest, it's like something we knew we had to to work around. I just didn't like the contingency plans that have been put in place since then. It's like we've had nothing to kind of put behind him. Kendall Lamb, then you lost the Ryan Hayes kid because you exposed him to waivers. We got nothing to kind of slow cook behind him. I guess I could say we did that with Keon Smith, and that might be the one shining diamond you have that you have to play. I guarantee you're going to bring Keon Smith to the game. DG, what's up? DG Live in the house. What's up, dog? You're going to bring Keon Smith to the game. You're going to roll with at least 8 linemen. In my mind, I was going over all this stuff during the middle of the week. What if Tehran's going to play? What if he's not? And I immediately went up to how it is now. Lamb goes into the starting role. Keon Smith goes over to the swing tackle. And then you got Cotton as the backup center. And obviously, you're going to bring Liam Eichenberg to the football game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the backup center, I think, Dr. Brown, you agree, that's like our scariest. Like, if something happened to Connor Relman, we're all going to be keeping our fingers crossed. Yeah, he may have his snapping issues, but other than that, he gets the job done. And none of these guys have even taken like a snap at center. So,
yeah, it's just really hard to understand the Dolphins thinking from the offensive line. It's a tough deal to just, you would have thought that they would have did multiple moves to be prepared for this, particularly with everything on the line with this year and with our quarterback and the window, and you just want to shore up that line, and it just doesn't seem like, for all intents and purposes, that they really even cared. It's just like, okay, whatever, and I trust the brass over there, but they've just not, in my mind, and hopefully the one thing that I hope is they prove us all wrong and they know what they're doing and they fix it.
That's what I hope. That's what we really have to hope. And guys, if you're in here, DG Live has a great YouTube channel, as does Finn's Take with CB83. They put out good part of the Miami Dolphins community, guys. Go make sure content. You subscribe. But before you subscribe to them, make sure you throw a thumbs up at our show here today. It helps us out on here. So, but anyway,
to kind of
go ahead, Justin.
To continue the conversation, since we're all together and we haven't talked in a while. It's good to see both of you, by the way. And we're all talking some ball. Is it really that big of a factor? Like, I notice a difference in the offensive line already, and it's because of Butch Berry, I would imagine. Now, is that offensive line coach enough to make the offensive line play and gel that much better? Do you see what I'm saying, Reg? Did you get what I'm saying, Doc?
Yeah, I do think coaching makes a difference. And I think that Butch is not only good for the offensive line, but I think he's good for the offense as a whole. Clearly, Mike McDaniels is a guy that's going to, befriend the players, relate to them. And I think that you need a person in Butch Berry who's going to kick them in the ass as well. Yeah. So I really think that he brings great balance to the offense. And again, at the end of the day, you get paid to play. And so, man down, step up. And that's what we said in Houston.
That's right. Yeah. It's right. About the center thing, I know everybody's a little puzzled about it. And like, I've kind of even tried to put my thumb on it a couple times. Not to beat a dead horse, but for years I've been talking about, get us a center, get us Garrett Bradbury, and we wouldn't have this problem right now. But that being said, I think what they're trying to do with like a Lester Cotton and even the Liam Eichenberg, this is huge, is it's easier, Doc, maybe you can attest to this and speak on this as well. It's easier to hide a lineman's inefficiencies at the center position than it is at any other position. Tackle position, good luck trying to hide some deficiencies that are technique-based deficiencies at a tackle spot. It's not going to happen. Guard spot, pretty much the same thing. At a center spot, you can kind of hide them a little bit. He's got to snap, rise to the second level, and help his guards out. What do you think, Doc?
Well, one, I think they're hell-bent on keeping Liam Eichenberg and trying to make that a good pick. So with that being said, I think that they're preparing Liam to be the future center, if you would ask me what they're doing. So, and as you correctly state, center, you can hide them. If you can snap the ball and chip, you know, you're gonna be all right at the center position, at average. You know, if you can do those things. So yeah, I think that. Again, I just go back to next man up, man. Let's go. Shit, you're getting paid, and we got this beginning of the year and hostile territory,
Right.
But we got enough in my mind to win the football game.
Well, that's good. So that's good to hear. So, Reggie, so that really is because I know it's what we hear through the media all the time from people. But is that really the mentality in the locker room? You've been in an NFL locker. Is that really like, or do people freak out? Like, or they just say, next man up, it's time to do your job?
Well, one, you know, say what you will, but to be on an NFL roster, you can play some football.
Yeah.
Now, can you play at the level of some of your peers? Maybe not. You know, there is levels to it, but if you're on an NFL roster, you damn sure can play. So, so in that regard, and then there are those guys out there, Cotton and Lamb, they want to play. You know, they want the contract too, and so this is their opportunities to prove again that they belong and all of those things. So, you know, again, I let's go. You know what I mean? I don't. You know, you got to go out and play, and I think they'll be prepared. And I do think that our offensive coordinator, Mike McDaniel, and the staff will do some things to protect them because that's part of their job as well, to understand that your top tackle is not in there. So what do you do based on that information?
Right. So, I mean, he's supposed to be, that's where he got his niche. He's supposed to be a good schemer, and especially during the week, coming up with game plans. That's his niche, is that he knows how to scheme to win. So hopefully he lives up to that in his second year here. The players should be more familiar with the system, because for them, other than maybe like A-Chain and Brooks, most of the guys in the offense should all know this, you know, Burials maybe in the slot, but most of them should all know the offense by the back of their hand at this point. Go ahead, Justin.
So it's funny that you kind of segued into that. And, you know, it's his second season as a head coach, second season, obviously. In my mind, he's not the offensive coordinator, but he's the one dialing up the plays. He's calling the plays. I seen a little bit of a switch in the preseason from what I would call getting out of my own way. And when it came down to the third downs, he wasn't trying to force it. He was like, you know what? My kind of my theory, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 4 under, I'm going to go ahead and run the ball. And I'll be honest with you, you don't have your starting tackle. We all know that. We're going into the game kind of hurt, coming into it limping a little bit. What would be the best way to take pressure off of your complete team? Not just your quarterback, not just your offense, but your whole team. We already know what it is. I've been pounding it like a dead horse here for 2 years. Run the damn ball. Run the ball. Take the pressure off of your whole team and just run it right down their throats. I'm not even going to lie to you. They need to run the ball. You want to win this football game, and we'll segue into that, you know, a little bit later, talking about the game coming up. It's one of the only ways you're going to be able to come out of there with success is to run the football on these guys. We don't have our tackle. We're not going to drop into these long pass plays unless they design it with a max protection. What do you think, Doc? Do you think maybe they got a game plan to run a little bit more heavy?
Well, I think that based on going to some of the practices when they were out here in Houston, and then, you know, really tracking what they were doing and all of the reporting, that, as you said, there's a lot of good content out there, so you can get a real sense of what's going on. And I think the biggest jump for this team is going to be the maturation of Mike McDaniels as a head coach and a play caller, right? And so, and then if you've been really paying attention, you can see them getting back closer to their roots of what the Shanahan offense is all about. So in offseason, in the preseason games, we saw them throw some screens effectively that they hadn't been doing. And I don't know if we've ever been a decent screen team, but you saw them trying to do that. You saw the jet sweep. You saw the receiver screens. You saw more running. You saw Chris Brooks with the inside runs and all of that stuff. So I think that his maturation as a head coach and a play caller is going to really help us. And I think that that's going to get him back closer to making some decisions. Plus, and that's lost in this sauce as well. We look at Vic Fangio as a defensive coordinator and what he does, right, from that perspective. But there's also a perspective of Vic Fangio is a veteran professional football coach who has some cachet, who's going to be able to look at Mike McDaniels in the face and say, hey, young pup, run the damn ball and let my defense get on the field and get us this victory. And so I don't think that he had that with Boyer, who could talk to him in that way. Having Fangio there with him is going to serve him well. Now, again, Fangio can say it. Mike McDaniels has to do it because he has the last say-so. But having Fangio to just have the kahunas to say, hey, young pup, run that damn ball, is going to serve us well.
Yeah, it's definitely it's gonna make us that much more potent, that much more better. We got a seasoned, he's been a former head coach. He's been a coach in this league for over 20 years. Doc is right. He's the one who kind of reel Mike McDaniels in when he's getting a little wild. He can reel him back in. And I'll be honest with you, that's not the piece that we have that could be crucial, not only in this game, but down the whole stretch of the season. This coaching staff is absolutely fabulous. You have some of the best coaches in the league.
I agree with
this coaching staff. You Darrell Bevel, you got Vic Fangio, you got Mike McDaniel, you got Frank Smith, Ronaldo
Wes
Hill.
Welker even looks like a good receivers coach, and then you got Ronaldo Hill.
Ronaldo Hill.
You're going to see that guy's name rise up the coaching ranks in the NFL over the next few.
He coached with the Chargers. You know what I mean? So it's not like he doesn't know what they're getting ready to do. So that's kind of, in my mind, a leg up in this game. Now, will that make you win the game? I don't know, but you will have a leg up knowing what they're going to do. They're very familiar with each other. I'm excited about the coaching staff. Now, can you get the coaching staff to do their best job? Because that's what they're going to need to do, is do their best job in order to have this team win with, out are some of the key pieces that we're missing right now.
Right. No, that's like what we said already. And they have Finn's take with a good Finn's take. He's basically echoed what you guys said. Be efficient, stay ahead of the chains. The entire playbook is open on third and short.
Yes.
That's where we need to be. Not just running, but running plays that are an extension of the run game. Let's go.
Absolutely. On third and short, if you want to call a screen play right there and open it up and gash them for 30, 40 yards, yes, do it. If it's there, take it. That's how I see it. And in the outside zone scheme, as you all know, that the key is if the outside is there, kick it outside and bounce it out. That's the whole thing there with an outside zone scheme. If it's there, it presents itself, you take it.
Well, I think Finn's take is right on. Finn's 83, CB 83, I think his take is right on. We have a chain that we can run some reverses and some shuffle passes and some things with him. We have Izukama, who we can run some inside stuff and do some stuff with. We have Barrios, who we can run those little underneath routes, again, stuff that's just extension of the running game. 3rd and 3, 2nd and 3, you don't have to throw it deep. You can throw right underneath, give Barrios a quick out, quick slant, toss to A-chain, those kinds of things. And I really think that last year, Mike McDaniels got enamored with those two toys. I mean, those were shiny toys in Waddle and Cheetah. And it's hard not to just keep saying throw it.
Right.
But that's not sustainable, particularly when you got the quarterback who is, prone to some injury concerns, and then the offensive line struggling. You just can't live that way. So I really think that the additions that we've made on offense, and really from a skill position, is going to serve us well. I mean, I know we'll get into this, but does Chris Brooks dress tomorrow? How many carries does he get? What's the deal? How they going to use them? All of those things, really matter, and they're going to determine, how far we go this year.
Absolutely, man.
and good morning, Back It Up Ben's podcast, and Eric Rivera. Welcome to the show. Thank you. But well said. Reggie. And it's funny though, something that you said, that we haven't had a screen pass for a long time. But back when I was like in my teenage years, the Dolphins are great at it. They had like
Yes.
Tony Nathan, they
Yes.
had Terry Kirby, they had all these guys that could take, get and do stuff with the ball. So it's been way too long since that's been an effective.
That comes down to your offensive line having to be able to run that effectively, and it's a timing thing. It's a like the offense. Like, people got to realize this: when you play offense, you're not just like this explosive skill maker player or this really good lineman. You have to be a good salesman. Do you see what I'm saying? You have to be able to sell the route deep when you know you're actually hitting them underneath, but you need to carry your guy up the field. It's called being a good salesman. Same thing with the offensive line. You want to make it look like you're a pass block, then all of a sudden you and the guard go out and leak out for the screen pass. You have to be a good salesman in this spot, and they just need more. They need more of it. They need to do it more so they can get used to it more. So they need to try it out in a game and just get used to it and see if we can actually accomplish this.
No, I agree, man. I mean, and I'm happy with the fact that they are opening out on the West Coast to start the season. For one, it's out of the way. Other than going to Europe, the biggest road trips are out of the way. And for two, that's where our season went south when we hit it out west last year. Our season went south. We're all rosy, great. But that second half of the Texans game here in Miami, we just kind of took our foot off the pedal, went out there to California. Great first play of the game against the 49ers. The rest of the game wasn't so great. Then we just kind of laid our worst egg, even though the final score was say we were pretty close in the Chargers game. You never, as a Dolphin fan watching it, you never got the feeling that we were going to win. It just was like a very meh performance. If it wasn't for Tyreek Hill getting that fumble and running in for a touchdown, it was really meh. So it's just, so it's good to start off, get over that journey of not doing well on the West Coast last year, get another notch on our belt saying, okay, now we know if we have to go out west to play a playoff game, we have to go out there and play in a playoff, we can travel out west and come back as the best. So, that's how I look at it. So it's a good way to start the season. It's a good test from day one because the Chargers are no joke. They were in the playoff last year. Like us, they were one and done. They lost in more dramatic fashion because they choked a big lead away. But, they're no joke of a team. So it's going to be two good teams going at it. And like you said, Justin, this is a lot more about the Dolphins versus the Chargers than all the talking heads are saying, oh, Tua versus Herbert. I get the Tua versus Herbert because of where they were drafted. It's never going to go away. They were drafted back-to-back, fifth and sixth in 2020. And so it's never going to go away. That talk's going to linger forever. But the Dolphins have to go out there, pound the rock, play defense, play complementary football. And like you say, the running game opens up all of that. Because if we're able to go out there and run, keep our defense fresh, then they're out there and they go get it when they get that. They're like, man, we've been resting for 8 minutes and we got points on the board. Let's go kick butt, guys. So I agree with you. That's like running opens up the door for so many more things for this whole season.
It does. When you look at the game, the two teams are very evenly matched. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of position groups when you put them up against each other, like our DBs versus their DBs. They're very evenly matched. A lot of pushes across the board on a lot of these things. So it makes the game very even. It's going to be a good game. But I'll be honest, you know what I would really love to see happen? I'd love to see our team come out there, take this trip across the West Coast as a pure business trip, and I want to see some unbridled enthusiasm going on in the game. I want to see you go out there and play with passion. I want to see you go out there and put it all on the line. I don't want nothing left out on the field. I want it all put out there. Kind of similar to the way that the Buffs played TCU and Deion Sanders had his kids and his bunch ready to go. I want to see you playing like that. I need you running around. I need you smashing people on the ground. I need you making tackles. I need you making plays when they hit your hands. I just need you to play like that. You got to play good if you want to win games in the NFL. So let's hope that he's got his team ready to play. Let's hope he stands behind what he needs to do. And like Doc says, gets back to a little bit to his roots of the Mike McDaniels, Kyle Shanahan offense. Let's run the football. Let's disguise it up front and window dress it with a lot of motion and some missed disguises and some delay runs. Do some things they're not ready for.
Right. No, I agree, man. So that's it, because you don't want to be predictable for sure in this NFL, and you're going to have to change things up. And we both played each other last year, so we don't know what they're going to do. So, that's why McDaniel, oh, are you worried because you're the team that came up with ways? He goes, they didn't invent defense that night. We just didn't execute. So I like that answer because people are saying, oh, they came up with the defense to stop. He goes, he basically said they didn't invent any new fancy defense we haven't seen before. We just didn't execute our plays that night. So
I agree.
comes down to execution.
Yeah, the reality of it, Tua was off,
Yeah.
particularly in that first half. That's just the reality of it. He was all over the place with the ball. And the way that he plays quarterback, he makes those throws in his sleep in that first half, and he just missed them. And I suspect that won't be the case where he's just – I mean, those were simple crossing routes and out routes and all of that. And I was watching that and remember like, damn, what's going on? But you don't expect him to do that, and you don't. So them saying that the defense stopped our offense was just not the case. Mike McDaniel made a great point. We just didn't execute, and if we execute, and we're going to be right in the game. It's a good test for us to go and open up there. It's going to see what kind of moxie we got right out the gate. It's going to see some mental toughness to be able to go on the road. The first game of the year, their fans should be hyped about their team as well, and all the things that they have going on. So it's going to be a great test, and I fully expect that we'll step up to the plate.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, so we know the one game's already out of the way, and Detroit Lions fans, man, they traveled, man. There was a lot of Detroit Lions fan in that state. I was in probably normally it's like a sea of red, but when he said that, because I was reading a lot of Dolphin fans seem to be going out there. I mean, of course, we're not going to maybe outnumber those people, but made me think but that Lions game, at least it shows, man, you can go out, you can travel and beat what other people are saying are the better team. So it shows it can be done. So, my hat's off to them. I think Dan Campbell got that team moving in the right direction. And
I don't want
to win a darn playoff game before Miami Dolphins, because then we would be the last team on the list. Because now that says the two longest teams without a playoff win, the Miami Dolphins and the Detroit Lions, but they've gone a few more years than we have. But
that ends this year. I believe that ends with both teams this year.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
Hey, we know what would shock the world, though. There'd probably be a meteor coming down from the sky. Miami Dolphins, Detroit Lions, Super Bowl one year.
Nice.
Well, I do think to that regard, over the years since we've won a playoff game, I don't think we've really been positioned to do so. We've had our Homer hats on for a long time and all of that. Certainly the Tannehill year that we lost to Pittsburgh in the first round of it when Tannehill got hurt and Mike Moore, I believe that if Tannehill had been there, crazy as that sounds, we probably could have won that damn game. But that being said, this is we haven't had this team before with all of these components of a really good defensive coordinator, good head coach, quarterback, receivers, this on defense, yada, 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 yada. And these are the types of teams that win playoffs. And so now, our biggest Achilles heels, and it's already reared its ugly head, is health. And that's going to have us. The one thing that's going to have me holding my breath all damn year is, everybody get up and go back to the huddle, whether it's offense or defense.
I know. I agree. Like they say, next man up. But yes, I agree. 100%. That's what we need. And that's what almost all the good teams that make a run. I mean, there's exceptions over the years, but most of the ones avoid injuries to their frontline starters, the ones that go on these long playoff wins. Because when you start dropping starters like flies, very few of those teams go on. Yes, the Eagles did it a few years ago, still went on, when their quarterback Wentz got hurt, but was it really a big difference? Him and Foles, really probably not. So as their careers have panned out. So, and Bob Greasy back in the day got hurt and Irmo, but those are so few and far between where your frontline guys go down and you continue to win all the way to the Super Bowl. So I agree. You just got to get a little bit lucky. I know people Justin, they don't like us when we say, oh, there's no such thing as luck. But when it's injury, some of that's luck. Look at Jalen Ramsey. Never hardly, if you look at his Pro Football Reference, hardly ever missed any kind of game action. A game here and there. Comes to the Miami Dolphins and he's out until December, maybe November. Who knows? But I don't know. It's just so sometimes there is luck. It's just how
It's,
the game goes.
sometimes it just comes down to a matter of I want to do this and I want to perform and I want to show everybody else around me that said I couldn't do it that I can. Like Doc was reiterating about Kendall Lamb trying to resurrect his career. Lester Cotton wants the bag, wants to get a contract. It's not a lie. That's the truth. This is Kendall. It's funny. I went to bed last night going over this lineup. Like, damn, I'm starting to worry a little bit. But then I was laying down. Like, I was laying down to bed, right? In my mind, I'm like, this is Kendall Lamb's chance. This is his opportunity.
No, this is it.
And
I think it was Finn's take said that this is going to ball out. This is his opportunity. He's been a reserve for the majority of his career, so this is his chance to.
This is his chance to show everybody what he can do.
He can be a frontline starter and do the job. And I think he's better than what we had last year when we would have had to try. We were just doing band-aids last year when.
Well, he came into the last game of the season, but then he got hurt, ankle injury, and was out.
That's the story. That's the story of the Dolphins, like I said. And maybe Austin Jackson really is improved on the right side, but we're gonna have to see it. We're gonna have to see it to believe it. But from all you guys that watch the film, and in preseason and all that, a lot of people are saying he really has improved. Omar Kelly,
he looks better
on that. He says that he goes, it's his hope he stays, and but he's even said that it looks like Austin Jackson has taken a step forward, and him and his attitude, his mentality around.
He looks better. I'll tell you a guy that I think looks really good, and it's a shame. Look, here we go again with that injury bug. Is Robert Jones. I thought Robert Jones was ready to step into the left guard spot and start.
Yeah.
He played well during the preseason. He looks like he's ready to take that next jump. Someone like a Lester Cotton, though, I think is very hungry. I watched a lot of his snaps and a lot of his pass set snaps. He's a stone wall. You're not getting by that guy. If he gets a hand on you, you're getting blocked. His athletic ability when they pull him and move him is pretty good. It kind of leads me to thinking a little bit about what I heard someone talking about, how this isn't really a traditional outside zone scheme, and that's because I want to talk to Doc a little bit. It's kind of a question for you, Doc. With the guards not being traditional as far as the athletic movement and ability, is Mike McDaniel kind of mixing an outside zone scheme with a power gap because we got power gap guards? Like, is that something that is like happening down there?
Well, I think that again, it's getting back to its roots. You got to be able to, they're going to live by outside zone. And the outside zone is effective because it's half a man. Get moving and get on half of a man, and let the running back make some decisions, right? On what does he cut back? Does he power it in, or does he go to the edge? So, but I also think that again, with the quarterback that we have, who's tailor-made for play action stuff with his accuracy and the way he gets the ball out of his hands so quickly on those kinds of motions. You got to be able to do that, and you got to be able to run the ball to do that. And so getting more physical at the point of attack, starting with those guards is, you can see that they're heading that way. So for me, like I said, there's levels to players, but I think our offensive line lends itself well to being able to miss our scheme, to be able to miss a guy. Obviously, you want all of your guys there. You want all the bullets in the gun, but, it happens and we're going to be fine. Again, I think our scheme will overcome missing the player.
Well, I hope you're right. And
me too.
Yeah, let's see. I hope you're right. I really feel like there's no week one game that's a must win, but it's just really would be good to get off on the right mojo, because if you go out there and get smacked down and you get beat bad, then that's really bad sign. You just got to go out there, because that's week one. You've been able to prepare for this team like it's a playoff game. You got more than a week. They've been planning for this game already for weeks. They should know it. Come out there and look strong for it. Be ready, and that's just my take, Justin. And if you guys don't mind, I may drop a link. We're coming to like almost towards the end, a little past halfway. If you want anyone else to join, or just keep it up to you guys, or I can drop a link to see if any of the fans want to come in.
They want to come on in, drop a link.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey
especially
man,
the big
it's
guys.
game. It's
Game day.
24
It's
hours
game
to
day.
game day. Let's go.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
I will say that I if the offensive line is just able to be good enough, they don't have to be, because I think that we just have so many playmakers on the field, and if you could just, I mean, say what you will about Moser, but the dude is still a 4.3 guy,
Yeah.
4.9
I
yards
like him.
a
I like him.
carry. You get him on one of those screens. You get him on, we finally get going with some of that outside zone, and he's able to turn the corner. I mean, we saw him all year last year get, 25, 30-yard big run on outside zone. We saw him do some stuff inside. A-Chain, Ahmed has, stepped up this
Yep.
this zone scheme. What we do is tailor made for him, and you could just see how much more comfortable he's getting in the offense and starting to just make plays after plays. And it didn't just start with the preseason. He started doing that at the end of last year,
Yep.
making plays in the offense. So then you got Barrios, and again, I think Easy E, with some of the stuff that they're doing with him, is going to be really big. And then, at what point are we going to say Waddle and Cheetah? You know what I mean?
I
So,
know it's because of that,
so
which I agree,
yeah,
man.
yeah. So
So many
really,
exciting. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm sorry, go.
they have to just be good enough, man. Just don't be a turnstile,
Hey,
Exactly. Just block your man. Just do your job. Just worry about your grass. If you worry about your grass in your yard, everything else is going to take care of itself. And what I mean when I say that is worry about your assignment. Don't go try to play hero ball and do somebody else's assignment, someone else's job.
right.
Do your job. Trust the man next to you. I think when it comes down to this game, we all know what we're going to bring 48 guys to the game. 48 guys are going to dress. All right.
Yeah.
And I broke it all the way down. You know how I like to do it. And
Yeah.
I'm having right now, I'm like going in between two guys. Am I going to bring them to the game or not? And those guys am I going to activate from the practice squad Tanner Connor because of Julian Hill's ankle injury and have another tight end, or am I going to bring Brandon Jones to the game? So those are the options right there. I don't know if Brandon Jones is fully healthy and ready to go yet.
Yeah.
Or what's happening right there. But those are the two guys I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I guarantee you we're bringing 8 linemen to the game.
Yeah.
So your 5 guys you got up there, and then Keon Smith, Liam Eichenberg, and Lester Cotton. So those are your 3 backups.
Because obviously, our big stud Armstead, he's going to be on the inactive list, and Elijah Campbell, he's going to be on the inactive list. And who else is? And Bethel, that's 3 guys right there, I think.
Yep.
And then I forget who else is also out, no matter what, that's on our active roster. Is there anyone else, or is that the one spot you're saying that may be on the inactive?
That's the one spot right there. And you got the injuries, obviously, with you got the ankle for Julian Hill.
How many receivers are they taking to the game?
5. They'll take 5 receivers to the game.
So Craycraft won't come?
No, Craycraft goes. It's going to be Waddle, Hill, Barrios, Izukama, and Craycraft. And that's what leads me into another guy you might want to bring to the game. If you're going to pass a lot, maybe you bring Cedric Wilson to the game and don't bring one of the other guys. But I think this is a game where you're going to want to run the football. So Tanner Connor is going to be elevated from the practice squad to the active roster. So you'll have 4 tight ends. I don't think Julian Hill is going to let a little nagging ankle injury hold him out of the game. He'll play. So you'll bring 4 tight ends. You'll bring, I think, 4 running backs, which would be Mostert, Ahmed, Brooks, and A-Chain all to the game. That's how I would roll to the game. Then I would bring the safeties is where we're a little thin. You would bring Vernon McKinley, Javon Holland, and Deshaun Elliott to the game for the safeties. You'd roll five corners, X, Kuho, Apple, Cam Smith and Kelvin Joseph all come to the game. See, there's another outlier. Do you bring Perry Nickerson to the game? See what I mean? So there's 4 outliers right there that you could either bring to the game and call up or not. So it's all
It's going to be
style.
interesting. Like I say, some of them are just already determined because of injury, but yeah, a couple that are available is going to be interesting to see who becomes not available because they're thrown on the inactive list. So,
it's funny that I'm glad we're talking about the game right now too. Like I've been thinking about it all week, like I always do, and I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to say this right now, and I want everybody to put this in your memory banks and remember it when you're watching the game and we go to have a kickoff or a punt. And I mean like punt cover, not punt return, not kickoff return for us.
Coverage teams.
Yes. Special teams is going to be crucial in this game. In fact, it's going to win or lose you the game. I'm going to say it right now. And you better watch the Darius Davis kid from TCU. Watch out. When he gets the ball in his hands, he'll take it to the house on you. You better have 2-3 dudes around there ready to make the play. Don't fret on this special teams thing, man. This is huge. This is the dude's job on the line. This Crossman dude. Call me up. I'll take the special teams job. We'll go in there and play good special teams because this is no joke. This ain't no bullshit. You better have someone going out there ready to take the gunner and take the play down and make a tackle. So I'm looking for someone like maybe Chris Brooks. Can you play me some special teams? We'll go out there and make a tackle because we're going to need someone to step up on
special teams. You're going to. Okay. Hey, and also about stepping up, guys. Dolphins Thirsty just became an affiliate partner with Fanatics. So what does that mean? If you make a purchase on the link in my description, it goes to the safe and secured site of Fanatics. Best place to get your gear, easiest, great service. But Dolphins Thirsty will get us a little bit of a commission, which helps keep all this channel having fun and all the good stuff behind the scenes. So if you're going to buy Miami Dolphins gear, why not hit my link and, help out the little Dolphins Thirsty, and you're going to get your same great service that Fanatics give you. So thank you. Anyway, Justin, you can go back. I just had to get that little plug out of the way. You just gave me a perfect segue there. So
full disclosure.
Yeah, exactly. That's my full disclosure. I will get a little bit of commission, but you pay nothing else, and all the discounts that apply, all the discount codes that they give you, you can use. And all of that good stuff.
So when it really comes down
to you deserve it, bro. You deserve the kickback for the work that you do in this community. So I got this jacket that I got on from them, and I'll go find something else to buy to support the channel.
All right. I give you a big thumbs up. Thank you, Reggie. Always an honor having you on here also.
So
anyway, Justin, what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
The Elijah Campbell injury is a lot bigger than anybody thinks because it segues back right into the thing I was just talking about, which is special teams. That was the guy you were going to use. That was going to be your ace, your gunner to do. So somebody else has to take this role. Now, Justin Bethel is not going to be in the game. So who the hell is playing gunner? River Craycraft? Cool. I'm with that. If you can get down there and make me the tackle and make the play, I'm all about it. Eric Izukama, I think this is a chance for you to show what you're about. Get out there on special teams, go smack someone in their mouth, put them on the ground. Yeah, I'm ready to play, and I'm here, baby. I'm ready to see some ball. I'm ready to see one of these guys get out there, and I want one of the young dudes to step up. It's funny I said that. Look, Eric Izukama, Channing Tindall, you ready to play some special teams? See, look, these are the guys you need to get out there, run around, and smack someone in the mouth. Go make a name for yourself. This is the game to do it. Let's go, man. Let's go.
No, I agree 100%, and you said it perfectly. And both of you guys mentioned Easy during this, and I keep on saying, he's one of the guys on my top list. I would like to see a big leap forward, see how they're going to work him into the offense. Because last year we all got wowed by him in the preseason. We're like,
get the ball in his hands, baby. Just get the ball in his hands.
And then they gave us a little taste of it in the first preseason game, and they kind of gave him they let him run it on the end of round, and he made that nice play. But that's good. Now you get a little taste of that, but then don't show teams all your aces yet, So hopefully we see some of that. Obviously you can't go do that all the time, but for a change of pace when you're not expecting it, show a formation earlier in the game and don't run it, then come back to that formation and they're going to do this, and then boom, you hand it to him, and then he goes. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I got a question for both of you guys. Who are you looking forward most to seeing play on the weekend?
Well, he's one of them right there, EZ and
Yeah,
A-Chain if he's healthy. I like the young guys because we know a lot of what the other guys can do.
true, true.
And but like those guys, and even if Cam Smith gets on the field, I don't know how much he's going to get on the field. He will at some point, just because in the NFL, sometimes you got 5 DBs down
Right.
or whatever.
Hell yeah, I'm excited to see Cam Smith play too. Honestly, who
Well,
you looking for, to see, Doc?
I'm looking for the running back room as a whole, particularly Mostert. When your boyfriend done flirted with every girl in the damn NFL,
Yeah,
True.
right?
Yeah.
Mostert. If I was him, I'd be,
Highly motivated.
yes, to go out and play and say, I'm your girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for a reason, and
Yeah.
I want to see that out of him. That's because as a player, you understand the business, and
Right.
you understand. Certainly, he understands who Dalvin Cook is, and he understands who Derrick Henry is, and Saquon, and
Jonathan Taylor.
he understands all of that. I mean, nobody's crazy, but
Yeah.
still, I'm Mostert, and let's go. Give me that damn ball. So,
No, I agree, because that'd be like you. I mean, that's like any job, especially in sports, because it's very public. But Mr. like Principal Brown, like the school attendant, all of a sudden started coming in and showing like, hey, look at this, principal. We may bring you in. Oh, we can't get you. Oh, Reggie, you're good. You're staying.
yeah.
Of course you take it pride. So I hope you're right. They take it with pride, and they go out there and they kick butt and do that. But like you said, they know it's business, but at the same time, you can know it's business, but you're still human at the end of the day. And it stinks when you think you're doing a good job and they go out there trying to get someone to come take that job from you. So, it's tough.
As much as we got all the stars on the team that I'm ready to watch play, like Jalen Phillips and Tyreek and Tua and Waddle and all the great players we have, it's crazy. But the more and more, like, especially because I didn't think the kid was going to make the team, but the one who's growing on me the most, I'm most excited to watch play, is actually Chris Brooks. I'm excited to watch the kid play because I know he's going to get playing time. I know he's going to get spin. It's coming. And Julian Hill, I'm looking forward to watching them both play their first NFL game. I'm always going to be rooting for those underdogs because I know the fire burns so heavy in those guys' the bellies of these guys, man. That's how they got here. I always are going to root for those guys because they have that fire, that passion that I'm looking for. That it's just like, if you could put that Julian Hill and everybody in the heart of that guy and all of our guys, we would be better off. Like Christian Wilkins, like guys like that who have that fire in them, man. If we could pass that around and make it infectious and put it on the offensive side, boy, man, now you're really cooking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, hey, you said it very well, Justin. We're almost here at the end, guys. So final thoughts, I would say, I'm going to say Dolphins. I'm predicting the Dolphins will win. I know that's not a shock because I'm Dolphins thirsty after all. So I'm a little bit on, but I do think it's going to be a very tight game. I'm looking like a 27-24 type score. So that's where I'm at. Where are you at, Mr. Brown?
Well, that score that you said is exactly what I was going to say. That's why I reacted that way.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. We win
great minds, or great minds, crazy minds, whatever. Think alike. Hey.
27-24. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, Justin, are you going to put your score out there?
You know what? I'll give you a score and some closing thoughts. First, before I give you a score, though, I will make this one prediction. I'm going to say this right now. Whether we win or lose the game, Jalen Phillips is going to tear someone's head off. Jalen Phillips is coming out. This is going to be Jalen Phillips' game. He's going to have 4 sacks.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's a good enough prediction. You don't even have to give the game prediction.
I'll give you a game prediction, but 4 sacks. Jalen Phillips, you heard it here first. It's happening tomorrow. 4 sacks. And the Dolphins are going to win the game 17-16.
Oh, wow. That's really close. That's going to be a nail biter. So you're looking more of a defensive battle the whole game.
Yep. Oh yeah,
okay.
It's going to be a battle, bro. It's going to be a trench game. This is a game that's going to be won and lost, like most of them, in the trenches. So if you're ready to play trench warfare and get down there and get dirty and put in the work. Do you understand? I'm talking, when I say put in work, dog, I'm talking like that preseason game we played. Was it versus the Falcons or the Texans where we rushed for 200 yards? That's
Right.
putting in work, dog. You get down there and you put in work. Hat on a hat, like Doc said. Even just a half a block is going to work in this outside zone scheme. So just give me half of a block and we're good.
Yeah.
You know, get out there and block someone. Move some dudes off the line. Yes. Eric Riviera. Peely. Yes, I'm very excited to see him play too.
I almost
think
was
he'll
right.
get
He
some
didn't
spin.
drop his name because I know you've been saying his name all along, Justin.
Yeah, I knew that one was going to be there.
And he could take your 4 sacks. He said, take it. And again, guys, make sure you take a gander over at Finn's Take with CB83. He's put on a really great show, and it's a lot of fun. Very cool Miami Dolphins fan. So make sure you check his channel out.
Don't forget to smash this like and subscribe button.
Do that.
Thirsty. Go check out the website. Go check out the content. Buy something from the Fanatic store. Hit that link.
Yeah, and then on
Everybody gets something,
dolphinthirsty.com now. And if you go
Yeah.
to the shop, it's an affiliate
up.
shop. So everything goes to, so you don't have to do the link here. It also goes to my website, dolphinthirsty.com. You see a little shop button. It's a work in progress. Hey, but it's fun, man. It's fun, you know.
Hey, I'll say this. I think the determining factor will be the maturation of Mike McDaniels. We're going to get a chance to see that early. How does he manage the football game? You know, are we going to be a disciplined football game that does not have, you know, dead ball fouls and, you know, jumping off sides? Are we going to get the plays in on time? You know, are we going to run the ball when, you know, it's time to run the ball? So that's going to be it. In my mind, we win if Mike McDaniel has matured as a head coach.
Yep, no, I agree. This is going to be a big step forward for him.
I can't let you go now that you said that, Doc. I got to ask you a question right now about the game. All right, check it out. You're down by 3 points. You got 2 minutes or less to go on the clock. It's 4th and 1. What's up? What you doing?
For me, I know that Mike McDaniels believes that Tua can pick this ball up and throw it to Berrios on a quick out, Cheetah on a slant, Waddle on this thing. But to me, you establish early on the first game of the year, we're going to be able to run the football. And you put it on those guys' backs, between Connor and Hunt. Y'all are our guys. Everybody else and Austin Jackson, right side of the line is our strongest side. And get in goal over there and let's run that damn ball.
Hell yeah, man!
You want to see Chris Brooks probably? I know Justin wants to see Chris Brooks pounded up for
you. If it's 4th and 1 with 2 minutes to go, game on the line like that, and I'm calling the plays, I line Chris Brooks up as the fullback. I put A-Chain in there as the tailback. I fake dive and toss it to A-Chain to the outside to get me the first down.
Oh wow! Look at you, man. You already got it all dialed up, Justin.
Absolutely.
Well, if it doesn't go right this week, Mike McDaniel better start calling you up, Joe, because you got all the plays called up for him.
Man, let's pound the rock.
Hey, I'm going offset eye with in goal at full get back and Chris Brooks at tailback running behind Jackson, Hunt, and Connor. Let's go.
I like it. Let's do that. I like both.
Hey. As long as we move those chains, that's all that matters, man. And
Doc,
I agree,
Doc, what if they stack the box during that? They bring 8 in the box. You still calling out? You're going to call audible.
Hey, coach, run that damn. If we can't get 1 yard, we don't deserve to win the damn game, man. That's,
there you go.
I'm just saying. We don't deserve to win if we can't get 1 yard.
I love it.
There's a pretty good chance if we come to a 4th down, McDaniel will go for it. He's proven it. He's a very analytical guy, and analytics always say you're better off going for it when you're not, in certain field positions. And obviously, if you're on your own damn 1 yard line, you're not going to go for, 4th and 8 or whatever, 4th and 9, 4th and 10, whatever. But you still are he's going to go for it more often than not. If he's on the other side of the territory and you're wondering if he's in field goal range, analytics say it's better just to go for it than punt it away or whatever and try to pin them down there. So, he's going to go for it.
Tua goes 17 for 21 for 284 yards and 3 tutties.
Hey, man, oh my God, you're like, we're going to have the offensive player of the week and the defensive player.
I think that's huge in what you say, because you say 17 for 21 of 21.
Right.
That
So we're running the
means
ball.
that we were running the ball.
Yeah.
Yep. I want to
Those
run.
three TDs and hey, Robert, welcome to the room, by the way.
Yes.
Over the top too.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, that's
we're going over the top, man. Yes, absolutely. If it presents itself, a play presents itself like that, I just want them to make the play.
Hey, Robert, I'm a fellow Rob, but Robert, but everyone calls me Rob. If you do me a favor, just tackle that thumbs up button and throw a subscribe if you're new to the channel, but only if we
We're
earn it.
thick
Come back to
Robs.
us a few times and see if we earn that subscribe. But good stuff. Anyway, guys, we're finally here. There's some college football games today, so that should be a fun day of college football. I know you're excited for your Colorado. Yes, they actually gave you've been he's not a bandwagon fan. He didn't go buy that hat last week when they won their game.
That's fine, baby.
He's always but you've always been a Colorado guy.
Absolutely.
Man, that bandwagon, that damn bandwagon got filled quick, didn't it?
No, I know it did, man.
Yeah,
Man, I went on Twitter. You'd have thought it was the doggone Oklahoma or Miami or Alabama, the way that bandwagon filled up quick, man.
I know. Well, we'll see if he can sustain it, So
I just like the way he's got his team playing, man. They come out there.
I like that he's cocky. I don't mind him being cocky. And you know what? That's what he's going to out-recruit a lot of guys because of that cockiness. I mean, if you get a chance, oh my God, I could play for Deion Sanders, Hall of Famer guy, and prime time. I mean, that's a great way.
Y'all, I know
he's saying Nebraska will win. We'll find out.
No, hell no. You're crazy. No way, dude. Colorado.
In the old days, he would be right. Nebraska, when I was a kid, they were always rocking. I was at the first University of Miami championship when they actually beat
1984.
Yeah, and that's when Nebraska went for it.
The miracle in Miami.
Yeah, I was at that game. And
wow.
Anyway, so Nebraska used to roll. Always came down to Oklahoma and Nebraska, and no one else was even spoken of in that conference.
It's Deion Sanders' home opener as the CU for the CU Buffs. I think they're going to be pretty excited to play this game. But I'm going to say this right now. I don't know if y'all will back me up or not. Like, I love me some Mike McDaniel, wanting to coach here forever. But if I ever got me a chance to get me a coach of the caliber of some Deion Sanders, woo! Oh my God, I would love to have that coach in my football team for real.
No, he's good, man. He's, that's good stuff, and he's proven he can do it. Anyway, guys, with no further ado, we're done for the day. Reggie, thank you so much for joining us. And he's the most dedicated principal, one of the most dedicated principals around the United States of America, showing up to his school on Saturdays. Maybe it's a common theme. Maybe a lot do. I just didn't realize until I met Mr. Brown. I figure weekends they were, out on the golf course or fishing or watching their college team or whatever they like. But Reggie shows up at the school. But I know, like my police chief, he used to show up on the weekends because he said, it's the only thing I can actually get everything done, because during the week everyone's like pulling me one way or the other way.
That's the fact. So, this is the only day that I could come in a quiet building and just get some of the paperwork done.
Right.
Education has gotten crazy and there's more paperwork than children. So you come in on Saturday and you get that knocked down, and so you can be ready for the kids to show up on Monday, man. But I love the show. Thank you guys for having me on. Make sure you guys get some from Fins Fanatic. Slap that like button, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend, tell a friend about Dolphins Thirsty, man.
All right. Thank you, man. All right, guys. Anyway, so hopefully, our predictions all come true. And next week we're all talking about 1-0 Miami Dolphins getting ready for a prime time game against New England. So let's do it. Fins up, Crazy Dolphin, and all you guys, Tommy, all you guys. I saw you all. I appreciate you all. So thank you so much. Fins up, everyone. Let me find out my close off video. There we go. All right, guys.
Last best, baby.
Yeah. All right. Go Dolphins. Go Dolphins, and fins up as always.
The Dolphins thirsty. They never show no mercy. On the field or in the game. Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty. We all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know. It's the Dolphins.